Ladies and gentlemen, a life lived without purpose, according to Dr. Myles Munroe, is one of the greatest tragedies we can experience. Dr. Munroe, a powerful voice on leadership and self-discovery, saw purpose as the very reason we exist and believed that without it, we're merely moving through the motions of life without genuine meaning. He taught that purpose is not just a lofty ideal, but an essential compass guiding our actions, decisions, and even our relationships. Understanding why we are here, he argued, is crucial to unlocking our full potential and living a fulfilling life. Without a sense of purpose, life can feel empty, directionless, and ultimately unfulfilling. Many people spend their days completing tasks, going to work, paying bills, and fulfilling obligations without ever pausing to consider what they are meant to do with their lives. They may feel an underlying restlessness, sensing that something significant is missing, but they don't know what it is. Dr. Munroe described this as the result of living without purpose, which can lead to feelings of frustration, boredom, and even depression. When we lack purpose, our days blend together, and life becomes a routine rather than a journey of discovery and growth. Purpose gives us direction. It is a guiding force that helps us navigate life's challenges, set meaningful goals, and make decisions that align with our values and passions. It is more than just achieving goals. It is about aligning those goals with something greater than ourselves. For instance, a person with a purpose in service may find fulfillment in helping others, knowing that their actions contribute to something beyond personal gain. On the other hand, a life without purpose is like a ship without a destination. It drifts aimlessly, easily swayed by the tides, lacking a steady course. In Dr. Munroe's view, purpose also anchors our identity. Many people base their sense of self-worth on external factors, social status, career achievements, wealth, or relationships. However, these external aspects are fleeting and can change at any moment. Purpose, by contrast, is internal and enduring. It provides a stable foundation for our self-identity that is not reliant on external circumstances. When we know our purpose, we become resilient. We can handle setbacks because we know our value goes beyond any one accomplishment or failure. Without purpose, however, a single failure or criticism can shake us to our core because we lack a clear understanding of who we are and why we matter. Another significant impact of purpose is that it fuels motivation and resilience. Life is full of obstacles, and without a compelling reason to push forward, it's easy to give up or settle for less than we are capable of achieving. Purpose inspires us to endure, even when things get tough. When we have a clear purpose, we are willing to work hard, persevere through challenges, and even make sacrifices because we know what we are striving toward. In contrast, without purpose, every hurdle seems more significant, every setback feels more discouraging, and the temptation to quit becomes harder to resist. Dr. Munroe often emphasized that purpose is the why behind our actions. It's what keeps us moving even when the how seems difficult or impossible. Purpose also enriches our relationships. When we know our purpose, we attract people who resonate with our vision and values, creating connections that are authentic and meaningful. These relationships, rooted in shared purpose and understanding, offer deeper support, encouragement, and inspiration. Dr. Munroe believed that a life without purpose could lead to shallow relationships based on convenience, mutual benefit, or even mere proximity, rather than genuine connection. Purpose-based relationships, on the other hand, have a strong foundation and are more likely to endure life's challenges. Dr. Munroe argued that living with purpose is not just about individual fulfillment, but also about contributing to the greater good. Purpose often involves making a positive impact on others, serving a cause, or solving problems that affect our communities. When we live without purpose, we miss out on the chance to make a difference in the world. We have unique skills, talents, and insights that, when aligned with our purpose, can benefit others in ways only we can. Without purpose, these gifts remain dormant and the world loses out on our unique contributions. Dr. Munroe believed that living with purpose is a way of giving back, leaving a legacy that continues to impact lives even after we're gone. To live without purpose, then, is to live beneath our potential, never fully exploring who we are or what we are capable of achieving. It is to be alive but not truly living. Munroe's teachings remind us that purpose is not a luxury reserved for the fortunate few. It is a necessity for every person who wants to live a life of meaning and fulfillment. It requires introspection, self-discovery, and sometimes courage to pursue paths that may be unconventional or challenging. However, the reward of life that feels complete, where every action is aligned with our reason for being, makes the journey worthwhile. Purpose transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. It enables us to see our daily routines, relationships, and challenges in a new light. When we live with purpose, every moment becomes an opportunity to grow, learn, and make a difference. Without it, we risk living in regret, wondering what could have been if we had only dared to seek and embrace our true calling. Munroe's powerful message is a call to action to live with intention, to wake up each day knowing that we are here for a reason, and to ensure that at the end of our lives we have truly lived. Dr. Myles Munroe often taught that the path to discovering our purpose is not an inward quest focused solely on our own desires, but rather an outward journey of service to others. Purpose, he argued, is ultimately realized in how we use our talents, time, and energy to impact the world around us. According to Munroe, when we begin to serve, we unlock abilities and find meaning that we might not otherwise discover. In other words, purpose is not something that we create for ourselves. It is something that unfolds as we make meaningful contributions to the lives of others. Many people search for purpose by focusing solely on themselves, on their dreams, passions, and what they hope to achieve. While self-discovery is important, Dr. Munroe emphasized that purpose can only be fully realized when we think beyond ourselves. Service is what gives our lives depth and direction, grounding our ambitions in actions that benefit others. By seeking ways to serve, we learn more about who we are, what we value, and what we are capable of offering. This discovery through service often surprises us, revealing talents, strengths, and passions that we may not have been aware of before. Serving others brings clarity to what truly matters. In our efforts to improve the lives of others, we can see what brings us joy, satisfaction, and a sense of accomplishment. For instance, a person who volunteers at a local shelter may realize that they have a talent for connecting with people in difficult circumstances. Someone who helps tutor children might find they have a deep passion for education. It is often in these acts of service that people experience a sense of alignment with something greater than themselves, a sense of flow that suggests they are exactly where they are meant to be. Dr. Munroe taught that purpose discovered through service helps us to transcend the self-focused concerns that can easily consume us. In serving, we step outside our comfort zones and confront challenges that help us grow in empathy, resilience, and understanding. Serving allows us to encounter people and situations that might otherwise be outside our experience, broadening our perspective and giving us a clearer understanding of our place in the world. As we serve, we find that our gifts and abilities develop as they are tested and refined through real-world application. One key insight that Dr. Munroe shared is that service leads to humility, a necessary quality in anyone who wishes to live a purposeful life. By putting others first, we become aware of the impact our actions have, but we also recognize that purpose is less about personal gain and more about contributing to the common good. Humility makes us more teachable, receptive to guidance, and willing to collaborate. Purpose discovered through service teaches us that we are not the center of the universe. Rather, we are participants in a larger community, and our lives gain meaning when they contribute positively to that community. Through service, we also develop a deeper sense of responsibility. When we see how our actions can affect others, we begin to understand that purpose is not only a personal journey, but also a commitment. We realize that our talents and skills come with a responsibility to use them for the benefit of those around us. This sense of responsibility helps us to focus our efforts and prioritize our lives around what will make the most significant impact. Rather than being driven solely by personal ambition or material success, we become motivated by the difference we can make in the lives of others, which in turn brings lasting fulfillment. Moreover, serving others helps us find purpose by connecting us to others with similar passions and values. When we serve, we meet people who may share our commitment, offering encouragement, support, and inspiration. These relationships can be transformative, leading to collaboration, friendship, and shared vision. In these connections, we find role models and mentors who help us refine our goals and aspirations. We also discover that purpose is often a shared journey where people working together can achieve more than they could alone. Dr. Munroe highlighted that service often brings an unexpected reward, a sense of inner peace and fulfillment that comes from knowing our actions have meaning beyond ourselves. This sense of fulfillment is different from the fleeting happiness that comes from achieving personal goals or acquiring material things. It is a deeper, more enduring that comes from knowing we have made a positive impact. When we serve with genuine intent, we feel a connection to our purpose that grows with each act of kindness, empathy, or generosity. Over time, this fulfillment guides our actions and decisions, leading us toward a life that is rich with meaning. Dr. Munroe's message is also a reminder that service should not be viewed as a duty or obligation, but as an opportunity to bring purpose into our lives. Instead of feeling burdened by the needs of others, we can view these needs as openings for personal growth and self-discovery. Service in this sense is not about sacrifice, it is about alignment with our highest values and aspirations. When we serve, we are reminded of our own humanity and of the powerful impact that simple acts can have on the world. Ultimately, discovering purpose through service is an ongoing process. It is not something that happens overnight or through a single act of kindness. It is a journey of growth, reflection, and commitment. Each act of service teaches us something new about ourselves, about others, and about what we are here to do. Dr. Munroe encouraged people to live each day with a focus on how they could contribute to the lives of others, knowing that over time their purpose would reveal itself through these acts. In following Dr. Munroe's teachings, we find that purpose is not an elusive, distant goal, but a reality we can cultivate daily. By serving others, we actively shape a meaningful life, one that is not only satisfying to ourselves, but also beneficial to those around us. Through service, we discover the unique role we are meant to play and the lasting legacy we are capable of leaving behind. Each of us has a unique role to play in life, a purpose that no one else can fulfill in the same way we can. Dr. Myles Munroe taught that every person was created with specific gifts, talents, and qualities meant to contribute to the world. This belief in a unique role is grounded in the idea that every individual is designed with intention. We are not here by accident or mere coincidence, but with a purpose to discover and embrace, bringing our individual strengths to bear in ways that positively impact the lives of others. By understanding and embracing our unique roles, we not only find personal fulfillment, but also contribute to the richness of the larger community. To recognize that we each have a unique role means acknowledging that we are each endowed with something of value, whether it is a talent, a perspective, a skill, or a combination of qualities that no one else has in the exact same way. These qualities are not just for our benefit, they are also meant to serve others. Dr. Munroe emphasized that each person's unique role is, in part, about finding how we can be of service to others with what we have been given. Our talents and gifts are tools that allow us to connect with others, solve problems, and bring about positive change in the world. When we live in alignment with our unique role, we become part of something larger than ourselves. Finding our role requires self-awareness and reflection. Often people may feel unsure of what their purpose is, but this is often because they have not taken the time to explore their passions, values, and strengths deeply. Dr. Munroe advised that self-discovery is a critical step in understanding one's purpose. By paying attention to the things that naturally draw us in activities that make us feel energized, issues we care deeply about, and situations where we feel most engaged, we can gain insight into our unique roles. Additionally, our past experiences, both positive and challenging, often shape us in ways that prepare us for our purpose. When we take time to reflect on our lives, we may find that certain patterns or themes emerge, pointing us toward what we are meant to do. Embracing our unique role requires courage. Society often pressures individuals to conform, to pursue certain careers, or to adhere to a set of expectations that may not align with who they truly are. However, Dr. Munroe taught that we are not meant to simply fit in, we are meant to stand out by embracing what makes us different. This can mean stepping away from paths others expect us to follow and pursuing what we genuinely feel called to do, even if it is unconventional. Embracing our unique role can feel risky because it often means stepping into unknown territory, but it is in this journey of courage that we grow into our fullest potential. Living out our unique roles also brings a sense of responsibility. Once we understand what we are here to do, we recognize that we have a duty to fulfill that purpose. Dr. Munroe often spoke about the idea of dying empty, which means living in such a way that we do not take our talents, ideas, and dreams with us to the grave. Instead, we are encouraged to use everything we have to share our gifts with the world and to contribute fully while we are here. This responsibility is not a burden, but an opportunity to make a meaningful difference. Our unique role is our chance to add something valuable to the world that would be missing if we did not embrace it. Furthermore, fulfilling our unique role fosters a deep sense of satisfaction and personal fulfillment. When we operate in alignment with who we are and what we are meant to do, we experience a sense of harmony and flow in our lives. Activities feel less like chores and more like opportunities for expression. This is not to say that every moment will be easy, but rather that we find fulfillment even in challenges because we know they are part of a meaningful journey. Dr. Munroe believed that when people live out their unique roles, they experience an inner peace and joy that comes from knowing they are on the right path. This feeling of alignment enhances our well-being and motivates us to keep pursuing our purpose. Our unique roles also connect us to others in ways that are enriching and transformative. When we understand our purpose, we often find ourselves drawn to people who share similar values or goals. These connections help us feel less alone and provide support as we pursue our paths. Dr. Munroe highlighted that part of living out our purpose is finding and building a community where we can share, grow, and collaborate with others. In playing our unique role, we also contribute to the success and well-being of those around us. Just as each part of a body serves a unique function to support the whole, each person's role contributes to the greater good. Additionally, our unique roles are not static. They can evolve as we grow and as circumstances change. Dr. Munroe taught that purpose is dynamic. What we may feel called to do at one stage of life may expand or shift as we gain experience, learn new things, or face different challenges. Being open to this evolution allows us to remain adaptable and responsive to the needs of the world and the changing seasons of our lives. In doing so, we continue to grow into our purpose, finding new ways to serve and to contribute meaningfully. Dr. Munroe's teachings remind us that each of us is irreplaceable in the grand scheme of things. There is a unique role that only we can play, and when we step into that role, we not only fulfill our own potential, but also enrich the lives of others. By embracing our unique roles, we can leave a legacy that reflects the best of who we are and inspires others to do the same. The impact we have in living out our purpose extends far beyond our individual lives, creating a ripple effect that can touch the lives of countless others for years to come. In understanding and accepting that we each have a unique role, we find that life takes on a deeper, more satisfying meaning. We are reminded that we are here for a reason, that our lives are valuable, and that our unique contributions are needed. Embracing our unique role is an invitation to live fully, to give fully, and to make the world a better place in our own distinctive way. Maximizing our potential is a journey that requires a clear commitment to discipline and focus. Dr. Myles Munroe, a well-known advocate for personal and leadership development, emphasized that while everyone has inherent potential, fully realizing it involves a disciplined approach to life. Discipline and focus act as the foundational pillars that enable us to harness and apply our abilities meaningfully. Without them, potential remains a distant possibility rather than an achievable reality. Dr. Munroe's teachings suggest that it is only through consistent and intentional effort that we can unlock our full capacity and make a significant impact on our lives and the lives of those around us. Discipline is the commitment to a path that aligns with our values and goals, often requiring us to forego immediate pleasures in favor of long-term success. It involves setting boundaries and sticking to routines that reinforce our goals. When we are disciplined, we prioritize what matters most, even when distractions and temptations arise. Dr. Munroe taught that discipline is essential because it keeps us grounded, especially when the journey to fulfilling our potential is challenging. Achieving big goals often requires sustained effort, resilience, and the willingness to do things that may not be immediately gratifying. Discipline helps us stay on track, allowing us to push through moments of doubt or fatigue. Focus, on the other hand, allows us to direct our energy towards specific goals and tasks without being sidetracked by irrelevant distractions. In a world filled with endless information and constant demands for attention, Maintaining focus can be challenging, but is critical for maximizing potential. Focus gives us clarity, helping us to identify what is essential and what aligns with our purpose. When we concentrate on what truly matters, we avoid wasting time and energy on things that do not contribute to our goals. Dr. Munroe often described focus as a skill that sharpens with practice. The more we train our minds to avoid distractions and remain present in our tasks, the more we are able to achieve. Together, discipline and focus create a powerful framework that supports personal growth and development. When we apply discipline and focus to our lives, we build habits that make it easier to pursue our goals even when motivation wanes. Discipline enables us to work steadily, creating momentum that keeps us moving forward, while focus ensures that our efforts are directed toward meaningful outcomes. This combination is particularly important when we face setbacks or challenges, as it allows us to persevere without becoming discouraged. Munroe emphasized that challenges are a natural part of the journey toward maximizing potential, and it is our discipline and focus that give us the resilience to overcome them. One of the key benefits of discipline and focus is the development of personal mastery. When we dedicate ourselves to a task or skill over time, we gain expertise and confidence. This mastery not only brings us closer to our potential, but also boosts our self-worth and sense of accomplishment. Dr. Munroe taught that personal mastery is a hallmark of people who maximize their potential. They become proficient in their chosen fields or areas of interest because they invest the time, energy, and focus required to excel. Mastery allows us to stand out, providing us with unique skills and perspectives that can open doors to new opportunities. Maximizing potential through discipline and focus also involves setting clear goals and breaking them down into actionable steps. When we set vague goals, it becomes difficult to maintain direction, and our efforts are often scattered. However, by setting specific, measurable objectives, we create a roadmap that makes it easier to stay disciplined and focused. Dr. Munroe encouraged people to write down their goals, review them regularly, and track their progress. This process not only keeps us accountable, but also provides motivation as we witness our growth and achievements over time. Another important aspect of maximizing potential is self-control, which Dr. Munroe saw as a vital part of discipline. Self-control involves managing our emotions, impulses, and responses to external influences. It allows us to make choices that align with our goals, even in the face of momentary temptations. By practicing self-control, we resist the urge to engage in activities that may feel rewarding in the short term, but ultimately detract from our growth. Self-control, combined with focus, keeps us from being reactive and encourages a proactive approach to achieving our goals. Maximizing potential also means being intentional with our time. Time is a finite resource, and how we use it reflects our priorities. Dr. Munroe taught that disciplined people understand the value of time and make deliberate choices about how they spend it. This intentionality helps them avoid wasting time on activities that do not align with their goals. They might limit time spent on social media, avoid procrastination, and create schedules that prioritize personal development. By treating time as valuable, they create more opportunities for growth, learning, and progress, bringing them closer to fulfilling their potential. A significant part of staying disciplined and focused is having a strong support system. While personal discipline is vital, surrounding ourselves with like-minded individuals who encourage and challenge us can reinforce our commitment. Dr. Munroe often spoke about the importance of mentors, friends, and family who believe in our goals and keep us accountable. These individuals provide guidance, feedback, and encouragement, helping us stay focused and motivated. A supportive community helps us stay resilient, especially during tough times when discipline and focus may be harder to maintain. Lection, we can fine-tune our approach and remain disciplined without becoming inflexible. Leadership at its core is about influence, not titles or formal positions. True leadership transcends authority, rank, or status. Dr. Myles Munroe, a powerful advocate of purposeful leadership, often emphasized that leadership is not about titles that grant control over others, but rather about positively influencing and inspiring others. Leadership is a capacity we each possess and can exercise regardless of our official roles. Titles may indicate authority, but they don't automatically establish respect or trust, nor do they guarantee that others will follow. Influence, on the other hand, is earned through actions, character, and genuine care for others. Influence comes from the ability to affect others' perspectives, attitudes, and actions in a meaningful way. While a title may grant the authority to make decisions, true leaders rely on influence to inspire people to take action willingly rather than out of obligation. A leader's influence is built through the demonstration of integrity, empathy, vision, and consistency. Influence arises naturally when people see a leader who leads by example, who remains steadfast to their values, and who genuinely prioritizes the well-being of others. Leaders with influence create a sense of trust and loyalty, encouraging others to follow because they believe in the leader's vision and values. Dr. Munroe taught that influence in leadership starts with self-awareness and self-mastery. A leader cannot hope to inspire or lead others effectively without first understanding and leading themselves. Self-aware leaders know their strengths, limitations, values, and motivations, and they actively work on personal growth. This self-awareness helps them to approach others with humility, fostering respect and rapport. Leaders who are in tune with their values and emotions are better equipped to handle challenges with grace and can influence others through authenticity. People are naturally drawn to leaders who show vulnerability and honesty, as it builds a sense of relatability and trust. Another key aspect of leadership as influence is service. Dr. Munroe emphasized that the heart of true leadership is service to others. Leaders who lead through influence often see themselves as servants first, seeking ways to help and uplift those around them. This service-oriented mindset reflects an understanding that leadership is about empowering others, not controlling them. Such leaders ask how they can support their team, address their needs, and remove obstacles in their path. When people see a leader who is willing to put their interests first and who genuinely wants to help them succeed, they are more likely to feel inspired and motivated to follow. Empathy is also a fundamental quality that fosters influence. Leaders who take the time to understand others' perspectives, concerns, and aspirations connect on a deeper level. By showing empathy, leaders communicate that they genuinely care about those they lead. Dr. Munroe taught that effective leaders make an effort to listen, engage, and respect the experiences of others. This empathetic approach creates an environment of mutual respect, where people feel valued and understood. It is often through empathy that leaders can influence others to open up, to engage fully, and to work towards shared goals with a sense of personal investment. Vision is another crucial component of leadership that is rooted in influence. True leaders communicate a compelling vision that resonates with others, inspiring them to see beyond the immediate challenges and focus on a larger purpose. Dr. Munroe argued that leaders without vision are simply managers. They can oversee processes, but they cannot inspire meaningful change. A leader's influence grows when they communicate a vision that excites and motivates people to think beyond their current limitations. By casting a vision that reflects the hopes and dreams of the group, leaders help others see their potential and engage in purposeful action. Consistency in values and actions is also essential in building influence. Dr. Munroe highlighted that people are more willing to follow leaders who are consistent in their beliefs and actions. Consistency creates a sense of stability and reliability, helping others feel confident that the leader's guidance and decisions will not waver with changing circumstances. Leaders who are consistent in their integrity, values, and approach foster trust, as people know they can rely on them to stay true to their commitments. This consistency strengthens influence over time as followers develop a sense of loyalty and respect for a leader they know will stand firm on principles even when it is difficult. Influential leaders also empower others, creating opportunities for those around them to grow and develop. They understand that leadership is not about holding on to power, but about sharing it in ways that uplift others. By delegating responsibilities, providing mentorship, and encouraging others to step into their potential, leaders create a ripple effect of influence. Dr. Munroe believed that a leader's legacy is best seen in how they empower others to become leaders themselves. When leaders invest in the growth and development of those around them, they inspire a sense of empowerment and purpose as people feel valued and capable. Additionally, Dr. Munroe taught that influential leaders maintain a focus on the greater good. They do not seek personal gain or recognition, but rather strive to contribute to the overall success and well-being of the group or community. This selfless approach inspires others to also consider the collective benefit rather than just individual interests. When people see a leader who acts in the best interest of everyone, they are more inclined to follow willingly and with enthusiasm. Leaders who prioritize the greater good cultivate a culture of unity and shared purpose, strengthening their influence and fostering a spirit of collaboration. Influence in leadership is also about adaptability. True leaders understand that influencing others requires flexibility and responsiveness to different situations and personalities. They are able to adjust their approach to meet the needs of their team, showing that they are attuned to the dynamics of the group. Munroe emphasized that rigid leaders who stick strictly to authority and titles lose their influence because they fail to connect with the unique needs of those they lead. Adaptability in leadership demonstrates a willingness to grow and change, showing people that the leader values both progress and people. Ultimately, leadership through influence is lasting and profound. Titles may come and go, but the influence that a leader builds over time has a lasting impact. Influence shapes not only the immediate environment, but also the future, as those who have been influenced by an effective leader are likely to carry forward the values, skills, and inspiration they received. Dr. Munroe's teachings remind us that true leadership is not about wielding authority, but about leaving a legacy through the positive impact on others. When leaders focus on influence over titles, they cultivate a legacy that endures, one that continues to inspire and uplift long after they are gone. In embracing leadership as influence, we redefine what it means to lead. We understand that each of us has the capacity to be a leader, regardless of our position, because influence is built through character, vision, empathy, and service. By leading with influence, we create meaningful connections, foster trust, and inspire action. This approach to leadership is not only more fulfilling, but also more effective, as it centers on building relationships and empowering others. True leadership is about the difference we make, the people we uplift, and the positive change we inspire. Through influence, we become leaders who impact the world in ways that transcend titles and positions. Creating a legacy is not simply about leaving behind tangible accomplishments or material wealth. It's about living a life so fully that we die empty, having given our all to the world. Dr. Myles Munroe, an advocate of purposeful living, taught that the best way to leave a legacy is to fully express our potential and to empty ourselves of all the gifts, talents, ideas, and dreams we carry within. This concept is rooted in the belief that each of us has a unique purpose, and the fullest life is one lived in constant pursuit of that purpose, contributing to the lives of others along the way. Living fully means embracing each moment and opportunity with purpose and intention. When we live fully, we are not merely going through the motions of everyday life. Instead, we recognize that our lives are a gift, and we make the most of each moment to create a positive impact. Dr. Munroe emphasized that many people live with their talents and dreams still inside them, often out of fear, doubt, or complacency. However, to live fully is to refuse to let these gifts remain dormant. It means making conscious choices to act on our ideas, share our talents, and step outside of our comfort zones. By doing so, we maximize our impact on the world, creating a legacy that reflects the best of who we are. Living fully also involves taking risks and pursuing goals with a sense of courage and conviction. Fear of failure or judgment can often prevent us from taking bold steps toward our dreams. However, Dr. Munroe taught that true fulfillment comes when we are willing to confront these fears and pursue our goals with determination. When we take risks and persevere, we not only grow but also inspire others to pursue their own paths. Living fully means embracing both the successes and the challenges, knowing that each experience contributes to our journey. It's through this commitment to growth and resilience that we live authentically, giving the best of ourselves to the world. An essential part of living fully is focusing on service to others. Dr. Munroe believed that our purpose is often connected to how we can help, uplift, or inspire those around us. Living fully does not mean pursuing personal success alone, but using our gifts and accomplishments to make a difference. Service is a way of emptying ourselves, sharing our talents, knowledge, and resources with others. By helping others reach their potential, we create a ripple effect that extends far beyond our individual lives. The people we impact can carry forward the values, insights, and strengths they have gained from us, adding to the legacy we leave behind. Emptying ourselves means consistently pouring our knowledge, ideas, and talents into everything we do. Rather than holding back or waiting for the perfect moment, Dr. Munroe taught that we should continually strive to contribute our best to each situation we encounter. This involves a shift in mindset from self-preservation to self-expression and self-giving. By sharing what we know, what we feel, and what we envision, we allow ourselves to be fully present and engaged in life. The act of emptying ourselves helps ensure that by the end of our lives we have shared all that we could, leaving behind a legacy of generosity, insight, and creativity. Dr. Munroe also taught that part of emptying ourselves involves cultivating our talents and refining our skills. When we invest in our growth, we increase our capacity to contribute meaningfully. We each have raw potential, but maximizing it requires commitment to lifelong learning, practice, and development. By continuously improving ourselves, we become more capable of helping others and addressing the challenges that arise in our lives and communities. This dedication to personal growth is not only beneficial for ourselves, but also empowers us to contribute at a higher level, adding depth and value to the legacy we leave behind. A life of legacy also involves mindfulness in the choices we make and the relationships we build. Every interaction and decision contributes to the impact we have on others. Dr. Munroe emphasized that living fully means being intentional about how we treat others, how we communicate, and how we invest in our relationships. Building strong, positive connections based on respect and empathy allows us to create lasting bonds that can outlive us.